The years of plenty passed just as God had shown Joseph. Across Egypt, the fields had once been covered with tall golden grain. The farmers smiled as baskets overflowed with food. Storehouses became full from floor to ceiling, and Joseph worked faithfully through it all. Every day he traveled across the land, helping gather grain for the years ahead. Servants hurried beside him. Wagons rolled along dusty roads. Great barns were filled carefully, little by little. People sometimes wondered how Joseph knew these things would happen, but Joseph knew. God had shown him. Then, just as the dreams had warned, the hard years began. The rain stopped falling. The winds became dry and hot. The green fields slowly turned brown. Soon food became scarce across many lands. Families grew hungry, villages worried, and far away in the land of Canaan, Joseph's own family began to feel the famine too. Jacob, Joseph's father, looked at the empty food jars in their home. His son sat quietly nearby. Then Jacob heard something important. "There is grain in Egypt," people whispered. "Egypt still has food." Jacob turned to his sons. "Why are you sitting here looking at one another?" he asked gently. "Go to Egypt and buy grain, so our family may live." So Joseph's brothers prepared for the journey, but one brother stayed behind, Benjamin. Jacob loved Benjamin very much. After losing Joseph so many years ago, Jacob was afraid something terrible might happen to Benjamin too. So the older brothers traveled alone. Across deserts and rocky paths they walked. Day after day, they journeyed toward Egypt. At last they arrived in the great city. Tall buildings rose around them. Busy markets filled the streets. Servants carried baskets of grain from the royal storehouses. Now Joseph was governor over the land. People from many countries came to bow before him and ask for food. And one day, Joseph looked up and saw his brothers standing before him. For a moment, Joseph's heart stood still. These were the same brothers who had thrown him into the pit, the same brothers who had sold him long ago, but they did not recognize Joseph. Years had passed. Joseph now wore the fine clothing of Egypt. He spoke like an Egyptian ruler, and servants stood beside him. The brothers bowed low before him, and suddenly, Joseph remembered the dreams God had given him when he was young. The dreams about his brothers bowing before him. Those dreams had once seemed impossible, but now they were coming true. Joseph felt many emotions all at once. Part of him wanted to run forward and hug his brothers. Part of him remembered the pain they had caused, but Joseph stayed calm. He spoke firmly through an interpreter, so his brothers would not know who he was. "Where have you come from?" Joseph asked. "From the land of Canaan," they answered. "We have come to buy food." The brothers shifted nervously under his gaze. Joseph decided to test their hearts. "You are spies," he said sternly. The brothers were frightened. "No, my lord," they said quickly. "We are honest men. We are 12 brothers from one family. One brother is gone, and the youngest remains with our father." When Joseph heard this, his heart became quiet for a moment. Benjamin was still alive, and his father was alive too. Joseph wanted very badly to ask more questions, but he held back his tears. Instead, he placed his brothers in prison for 3 days. The dark prison must have reminded Joseph of his own painful days there long ago. Perhaps during those quiet days, the brothers began thinking about the wrong they had done many years before. On the 3rd day, Joseph spoke to them again. "I fear God," Joseph said gently. "One of you will stay here. The rest may take grain home for your hungry families. But bring your youngest brother back to me, then I will know you are telling the truth." The brothers looked at one another sadly. Quietly they whispered among themselves, "This is happening because of what we did to Joseph," one brother said. "We saw his fear when he begged us for mercy, but we did not listen." Joseph heard their words. They did not know he understood them. Suddenly Joseph felt tears fill his eyes. He turned away so they would not see him crying. For all these years, Joseph had wondered if his brothers felt sorry for what they had done, and now he heard their regret with his own ears. Still, Joseph was not ready to reveal himself yet, so he chose Simeon to remain behind while the others returned home with grain. Before they left, Joseph secretly instructed his servants to place each brother's silver money back into his sack of grain. He wanted to bless them quietly. Soon the brothers began their long journey home. The camels walked slowly beneath the setting sun. The bags of grain swayed gently as they traveled. Then, one brother opened his sack. Inside was the silver he had used to buy the grain. His eyes widened in fear. "My money has been returned," he cried. The brothers became afraid. "What is God doing to us?" they wondered. When they finally reached home, they told Jacob everything that had happened. About the ruler of Egypt, about Simeon remaining behind, and about the command to bring Benjamin next time. Jacob's face filled with sadness. "Joseph is gone," he whispered. "Now Simeon is gone too. And you want to take Benjamin away from me?" The house grew quiet. The brothers lowered their heads. Outside, the evening wind moved softly through the trees. Far away in Egypt, Joseph sat quietly in the palace. Perhaps he looked up at the stars that night and remembered home. Perhaps he wondered when he would see Benjamin, or when he would finally tell his brothers the truth. But through every moment, God was still working. Even when hearts were hurting, even when families were separated, even when people could not yet see the full picture, God's plan was slowly bringing healing. Sometimes forgiveness takes time. Sometimes hearts must change little by little. And sometimes God works gently behind the scenes before bringing families back together again. So if you ever feel confused or hurt, remember Joseph. God can bring good things, even from painful moments. He can soften hearts, he can heal families, and his love never stops working quietly in the background. Now the palace grows still. The desert sky sparkles with stars. Joseph rests peacefully tonight, trusting God with tomorrow. And as you close your eyes tonight, remember this soft and gentle truth. God is always working for good, even when we cannot see it yet. Sleep peacefully, little one. Good night. Sweet dreams.